This is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. I'm here with Mike B. Tell us about yourself, Mike. Where are you from?
In the DC area. Been in the car business for about 3 years now.
Very cool. What product do you sell? What brand?
I'm with Toyota.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And do you like Toyotas?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. A great car. I used to sell an unnamed American brand, we'll say that, before this, and whoa, almost fell. Yeah, within I think the 4 months I worked there, I had 2 or 3 new vehicles where the engine seized up.
Gotcha.
So that was super embarrassing. And then yeah, found Toyota.
Well, Toyotas are amazing vehicles. It's truly a world-class vehicle, and you should be proud of representing it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Toyotas are amazing. All right. So let's just get right into it, since you're at work and we got an hour to deal with, and you have quite a few subjects that you wanted to go over. And I want to hit this one hard and fast, because I feel like this is the next step to get you to be making not only a tremendous amount of money, but start setting records at your store. And that's how to get to that 20 plus a month.
Oh, for sure.
Are you averaging right now 15?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what is,
and that's been the case for past year and a half now. Went into 2023 trying to hit 20, and it hadn't happened yet.
and how many times have you exceeded 15?
Oh, pretty often, pretty often. I'd say usually about 16, 17. Always 15 is the minimum.
Gotcha. And now your goal is to get to that 20 plus.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
I mean, the more the better. I mean, it could be 30 or 40 a month. It just
Of
really,
course, of
no one wants to
course.
stop at 20. But the
Nah,
fact that you're not settling for 15, because do you know people, and do I know salespeople that their ambition is to be a 15 car a month salesperson?
oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
and when they get there, if they get there by the 23rd of the month, you can see them physically slow down,
Yep.
because they hit their 15. Instead of going the sky's the limit and infinity and beyond, they kind of settle down around that 15 mark. Oh, I already made good money. No, you take that up. You
Hmm.
know, you see that. Do you do that? Or do you ever catch yourself
Oh
doing
yeah,
that?
I've definitely been that guy. I've definitely been that guy. And I always, kind of future pace and think about like the 7th of the month or whenever the commission hits, and being like, oh man, I should have taken, 3, 4 more ups, sold 2 more cars, and made a couple $100 more.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you can even recognize that is step one, because a
Mhm.
lot of salespeople, they don't see, their mistakes. They think they're flawless, and they think everything else is the reason why.
Big time,
Right? The
big
inventory,
time.
the customers, their credit, the economy. There is success to be found in any economy. There is success to be found at any dealership. You can work at a small dealership and sell 15 cars a month, and you can work at a big dealership, and this, and sell 8 cars a month.
Oh
It,
yeah,
it it's all that inner drive of what is Mike B going to do. And I know you're a disciplined individual. I went to your Instagram. You're very disciplined. So you have some of the fundamentals it's going to take to get to that next level. We just have to make sure we're not wasting any calories on stuff that does not make us money. We have to
right.
make sure we're spending every minute to further a deal. It doesn't always have to be, I need to be selling a car right now. It needs to
Mm,
be, am I even furthering another deal? Am I trying to move the needle on something that I may have lost 3 days ago due to I couldn't get an approval?
right.
These are those in-between deals that a salesperson can make up to help squeeze out that 5 extra units a month or that 4 extra units a month. So uh, let's just get recognition that I can compliment you on the fact that you know this already, and you're not a foolish salesperson that doesn't know how to get to the next level. We just have to fine tune Mike to get to the next level. Because what
For
I've
sure.
seen in the car business is those salespeople like to blame everything else of why they're not selling. But when they finally do have that big month, they don't blame everyone else. Who do they blame for the big month?
themselves. They look in the mirror and they
Ah,
say, "Oh yeah, that's all
oh,
me. It's always been all me."
hey, so all of a sudden, oh no, that was all me. I did this, I did that, I did, oh, you should have seen me. But when they have a crappy month, they blame everyone else.
Right,
So what Mike needs to do, because obviously you have a great average, is you need to find those little things that you can blame. And you've already said it. I should have took those ups. I should have done those little in between things instead of let that guy have it because he's having a slow month. Well, that guy's always going to have a slow month because that's where his mindset is.
for
And
sure.
you're being charitable to a guy that doesn't even want to help himself. No, Mike needs to get his. And that's where we're going to pick up those extra deals. So I have this in big font, how to get from 15 to 20 units. Step one, and it's the key ingredient, you have to let go of the fear of any kind of rejection. Any and all rejection, Mike, has to be thrown out. Any fear of it. So the fear of rejection can stop a man from going talking to a girl at a bar. The fear of rejection can stop someone from winning the lottery. They're scared. Oh, I'm not going to buy a ticket. I'll never. Well, you definitely won't win if you don't buy it. You definitely won't get an answer if you don't ask the question. So the fear of rejection is a huge problem with salespeople and really people in general. They don't want to make that call because they're scared that, oh, I haven't talked to this guy in 6 months. He's probably going to be mad I haven't talked to him. I was supposed to follow up with him 3 weeks ago when his Ram came in or this Toyota came in, and I never followed up with them. Screw that. You just need to make the call and let them on their side of the phone determine if they want to talk to you or not. But don't make up their mind for you before you even make the call, before you take the up. You prejudge a customer, because you think that he's going to be a punk because he came in an Escalade and he's got a big gold watch, and we already start prejudging. Let's not be fearful of prejudging. Let's not be fearful of making those calls. Let's not be fearful of working the service drive. Let's not be fearful of any of these things, because that is the biggest hangup for myself and you, is
Yeah,
that
big
fear.
time,
So
big time.
once
Yeah,
so if we can take Mike, who's already disciplined, because I looked at your Instagram, you're ripped, you've been to an Andy Elliott seminar, so you've seen the powerhouses already, right?
hmm
And you're a
hmm
force to be reckoned with already because you're selling 15 a month. But we have to get rid of any fear possible. And when I say, become a sales titan, I truly mean a titan, a warrior, a guy with the freaking sword that's ready to go out on his shield or come home with it. These movies that we watch, these guys are true gladiators, man. They go out there and fight every day, and they're not scared of a phone call. They're not scared of taking the up. They're not scared of working the service drive. They're not scared of calling a customer that's a heat case. They fear nothing. And Mike, to get to that next level, has to truly fear nothing. And you may already have some areas that you don't fear anything. Like, yeah, give me that lead. I'll call him right now. No, I don't care. Okay, I don't care if he's 10 grand flipped. I'm calling him. What's up, man? This is Mike over at the Toyota store. I'm calling. And let them determine if they want to talk to you or not. Don't do that for them. Okay.
big
So
time.
the fear of rejection, that is your roots. That's the root of the tree that we're building right now. The roots of the building, the stabilization is no fear. I can't have fear. That's the key starting point. Okay, now let's talk about logistics. How can we get more sales per the month? Second step is you need to be meticulously organized. If I asked you, what did you sell last year on today's date? Could you answer it? Or could you find it like that?
Oh yeah, I could find it within 2-3 minutes.
Okay. So is that because of your CRN system, or is it something that you do?
Both,
Okay, so you're
both.
semi-meticulous already, or quite organized.
Yeah, I got binders that kind of keep track of that type of stuff. And I'm very serious about tracking the most rewarding types of activities. Like phone-ins and walk-ups, versus like leads and service customers and that type of stuff. Always try to focus on the most rewarding activities.
Good. The reason why I bring that up is because I knew a salesperson that retired after 30 plus years, and he had an Excel spreadsheet with every customer he ever sold. It was thousands and thousands of customers, and he could call upon any one of them you know, he could backdate a few years and say, it's slow. I need to make some calls. He would start calling these people fearlessly to
Mm,
try to build up some activity. So while all the other people were watching the lot, staring out the glass, waiting, you know, for a customer he was in his office calling these people that he had 2 or 3 years ago, fearlessly.
mm,
And
mm,
this guy was always selling cars. He was always bringing deals to the table. And when I became the sales manager there, I worked his deals. And he would always tell me, this is one of my previous souls. Did they call you? No, I called them. So if you want to pick up 1 or 2 extra deals a month, start contacting those people 1 year ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and just draw up a conversation. And
mhm.
I'll go into how we're going to do that a little bit later. But how good are you, or how often are you contacting your sold customers?
Usually like twice a year, once for like the anniversary of the sale, and then once for their birthday as well. Um, and it actually recently worked out kind of well. At least I was able to get this guy in the door. He bought a hatchback Corolla last year, and then Toyota released something called the GR Corolla this year, which is I think 150 horsepower increase. It's designed to compete with the Civic R and the Subaru WRX. Amazing vehicle, but um, he just wasn't in a place financially where he was comfortable making a move at this point in time, and jumping into something with a higher interest rate payment. But I'm proud that I was able to actually get him in the door.
Yes, yes, good. So you use the technique that I teach. I'm just, come check this car out.
Yeah,
I'm not asking you to buy it. I love my product that I sell, and I love sharing it with people. Whether they buy it or not, that's up to you, but at least come check it out. And if
yeah.
you can start doing that more often than not, and when you're calling these people for their birthdays and their anniversaries and their sale dates, keep in the back of your mind of a new product that came out. I'm not asking you to
Yep.
buy it. We're just trying to spread the word on this new GR Corolla that came out, or I want to show off the new Sequoia. You don't got to buy it. I'm just asking you to come check it out, and start doing those with your sold customers if you have a relationship with them. And as you start calling these people, just like you found out, someone's going to need a car eventually. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter's car just got totaled. I need a new car. My son just graduated high school and he needs a new car for work. But if we never make those calls to sold customers that already have semi relationship, then we won't know better. And this is 101. This is stuff that you don't not know. We just need to make sure, if we're going to try to pick up an extra 5 deals a month, we have to maximize every avenue possible. And one of them is sold customers. Now, when you do a credit application and you sell a car, what does the bank require, whether you have bad credit or perfect credit, in
Mm,
every deal, if it's financed?
driver's license, social security number, date of birth, like just basic customer
Basic stuff.
information.
Do they require references?
Only for guys with bad credit, but usually the finance department takes care of the reference type of stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Because when I started in the car business, that was one of the techniques my sales manager used. Okay. I didn't
Mm.
reinvent the wheel here. He just said, hey, when your customer fills out that reference sheet, make a copy for yourself. I'm like, why?
Oh, dang.
I asked him why. He goes, because when it gets slow and I say to make calls, these are people you can call and you can say, hey, Bill Johnson just bought this car from us, and he put you down as a reference as someone that might be interested in a vehicle. Oh, what did Bill get? Oh, he got a brand new F-150. Oh, okay. And yes, am I going to make a sale right then and there? Maybe not. Most likely not. But what did I plant?
Seed.
A seed. And if I'm trying to grow a career, I have to plant many seeds. If I want a successful farm, I have to be creative, and I have to plant seeds, and I have to water them. You can't just grow one orange tree and hope that it spreads seeds all over and now you have a big old farm of oranges. No, man, you got to go out there and plant, and you got to work every day. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate yourself as creative?
Not really. Not really. I just copy what works.
Okay, so, and that's not bad, because there's people out there that can get really good at something and crush it. But if we
Yeah.
want to break some barriers, then we have to expand our barriers. We have to expand our comfort zones, and we have to get creative. Another
Mm.
technique, and this barely worked, but while it was slow, I still did it because my boss told me you need to go figure out ways to get customers in. So I made the cheesiest printout that said need big font, like 82 font, need a car, need a car. My voice cracked with the question mark. And I had my cell number. I didn't say a dealership. I didn't say a name. I said nothing. And I would go around town and staple them on phone poles. I got calls. Now, were they prime customers with 800 credit scores? No,
Not always.
they
Not
weren't.
always.
I mean, all of them were pretty much bad credit, but I got people coming in off a flyer that took me 8 seconds to make on Microsoft Word back in 2003. And me and my lot attendant, I would say, hey, can I borrow the lot attendant for 20 minutes? Yeah, no problem. What are you guys going to do? I'm going to post flyers on these things where people put stickers on garage sales. And I go with the stapler and boom, 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 boom. And I go around my small little town and pull up and do it. Is it cheesy? Absolutely. Did it get customers calling me? Yes, it did. Did I sell a ton of cars? No, but I got a few. So if we're talking about that one extra month I need to get to my 20, getting creative is extremely necessary. Okay, Mike? So being creative is something that I think you can learn, but it's really the comfort zone. Does that feel awkward to do?
No, I wouldn't say awkward. I could definitely see myself doing something like that.
Have you ever thought about doing that before?
A flyer? No, it's very old school. I think about modern stuff like social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that type of stuff.
Yes,
But
but
there's a huge mall next to us, and that's kind of another reason why I think my dealership here is doing what they're doing is because of the prime real estate.
well, that's freaking awesome. And so you have a lot of resources nearby. But remember, old school people buy cars.
Oh yeah,
Old school people need that classic way of getting a hold of them. The
yeah,
newer generation coming up that were born in 95 and 2000, they are so you're not going to get them with the printed out flyer.
no,
No, they're going to take that and turn it into a paper airplane and throw it in the trash and laugh at it.
yeah, true.
But you're going to get Bill Watkins walking to the mall because he wants to get his exercise that happens to need a vehicle.
Hmm.
So different techniques will attract different demographics. Now, do you want to put out 1,000 a month of those? Probably not. But if you have a high traffic area, put out a few and just see if you get some calls. Hey, how did you find my number? Oh, I saw it on a paper. Oh, okay, cool. My name's Mike. All right. So another thing, do you watch MMA at all?
I do sometimes. I really don't have the time, working as many hours as I work and the just the number of days I work per month. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, if it's on the TV, I'll definitely watch.
Okay. Do you watch sports at all?
No, no. MMA, hockey, lacrosse. When it's on the TV, I'll watch it,
Okay,
but
so
don't go out of my way to watch any sports. My thing
gotcha.
is like my thing is like why am I watching other people live their best life? I should be working and getting my own best life going instead of watching other people.
Well, you know why Lamborghini doesn't make commercials?
Because the people that buy Lamborghinis don't watch TV.
Exactly. That
Hmm.
when I heard that from Lamborghini years ago, it crushed my soul
Yeah.
because I realized, wow, that you're right. A guy that can afford a Lamborghini doesn't have time to watch TV. So you're on the right path there. But the reason why I bring up MMA or now hockey is I'll use hockey as an example. And this is going to date me. I'm 41 years old, but the last hockey player that I really know that everyone knows is Wayne Gretzky.
Sure.
Okay. Did that guy have a job, a career, or was hockey his life? Which one was it?
Life.
It wasn't even a career.
Yeah, this is life for sure.
That was literally his life. If I were to cut Wayne Gretzky's arm, hockey would come out of it. I mean, it wouldn't even be blood. Literally, that guy's life was hockey. So I'm going to ask you, Mike, if you truly want to go to that next level, is this your job, your career, or is it your life?
Oh no, it's definitely my life, and I'm definitely feeling myself already living that way, and um I would just say it's, kind of a matter of just finding creative ways from guys like yourself to get more opportunities, get
Yes.
myself in front of more people. Because I guess that's kind of maybe one of the difficulties I'm having right now is, working almost every day, 9 a.m. to 12, I mean, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then taking, 2 days off per month. I'm always in the building. So I don't really have time to um,
Gotcha.
kind of become a part of the community like I probably should be. And
Yeah.
yeah, get to know more people.
Well, that is a catch 22. We are a
Yeah.
balancing act because we live at the dealerships. And how am I supposed to expand my horizons if I'm always at the dealership? And when
Yeah.
you're always at the dealership, you can get tunnel vision
Yeah.
because everyone else is doing this. This is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I sell 15 a month. I'm beating this guy, but I'm losing to this guy. I don't know how to better myself. At least you're trying to better yourself through different training. So I appreciate that.
Bingo.
All right.
Bingo.
So here's another one that a lot of people will tell new people to do, but never do it themselves. And that's working the service drive. If you get a new hire and your boss says, hey, go train a little Bill how to sell more cars. And when it's slow,
Mhm.
you'll probably tell Bill, hey, you want to work the service drive because this is where you can get customers. They're already here.
Yeah.
You can go talk to them. But us as salespeople never really want to do that. Do you do that at all?
Um, with me in particular, I've had a tough time. I try it every now and then when it's slow, but I haven't been successful like actually pulling from somebody from the service drive and selling them a car. But getting here so early in the morning, I'm the first one here. Service drive will be open, and then a lot of people will come up from the service drive actually trying to find a salesman to see a specific type of new car, or talk about switching their car. So those are like, I feel like those are a little bit warmer leads, and I have successfully sold a bunch of those people.
Okay, so if you've had some success there, that could be a start of where you can start picking up an extra couple deals. There is not an answer I'm going to give you that gives you 5 extra deals a month.
Right.
It's a culmination of doing little things and
That'll
tweaking
give
a
me one
few
deal a month
things.
here and there. Yeah.
Yes, yes. The first 0 through 10 you could do with ups. The
Yeah.
the the, the 10 through 15 is ups plus internet leads plus being diligent on the phone and being creative. The 15 through 20, that's starting to get in territory that takes a businessman. That's more than just a warm body to fill a seat.
Hmm.
That takes someone that is a business minded, cold killer really that's there for business. And if you're agreeing that there's warm leads coming out of service, then shame on us for not grinding every morning there. And so here's some techniques for service. Pass out your cards. Hey, I know you're here for service. I'm a new car salesperson, and I always like coming to service just to let people know if they want to come check out our new product. No pressure into buying it, but if you want to walk up, come find me. Here's my card, and I'll show you the new Sequoia, the new GR Corolla, the new Corolla Cross. What do you mean? What's that? Let me show you.
Yeah.
Right? The Prime Prius, the brand new Prius. It's totally redesigned. People are modding them, making wide body Priuses that look better than a
That are
Lamborghini and a
dope. That are
Ferrari.
dope. Yeah.
For 30 grand, you can have a car that no one would ever see on the planet with some upgrades. Do you feel my
Hmm.
excitement about that Prius?
Yeah.
Go to service and do that. And be what's the word I'm looking for? Be that person that's like, wow, who the heck is this guy? Man,
Mm.
I want to do business with Mike. Geez Louise, he's fit. He knows his product. He's got tons of energy. Yeah, you know what? I might walk up there. Yeah, come on up. I'll get you a coffee. Let's go look at the new this, that, and that. Don't buy it if you don't want to. I'm not trying to sell you it. Just come check it out. And all of a sudden, you're showing you got all these ups from service. Can I get you a water bottle? How long have you been here? Can I get you a ride? Oh man, this guy's more than just a salesperson. He's really trying to help me. Be somebody that is a magnet for these service customers and really try to pull deals out of service. Okay, here's another one to get you um, that extra little bit. I know you don't really watch TV, and I don't know if you watch the news, but have you ever met a celebrity in person?
Oh yeah, many. I used to be a bartender in DC for 10 years before COVID.
Okay. Now, we're not talking about the last one you met, but let's say the first couple celebrities that you met, they walked in. How did you feel when you saw them?
A little excited, a little excited. I
Yeah.
don't know, like with me, I always treated people like people because I grew up in an area that, had really rich parts and they had really poor parts too, and you never know who was who. So you always just treated people well. And you always
Okay.
just, realize that people are people and they probably don't want to be disturbed too much.
Yeah. I
They're out and
mean,
about.
you don't want to be a fanboy and blow them up, and I see what you're saying. But
Yeah,
there was something inside of you that like, well, that's kind of cool. Mel
that's
Gibson's in
pretty
my
cool. Yeah,
bar. That's kind of
absolutely.
cool. Like, wow. We
Absolutely.
saw Mel Gibson at the resort in our town, and he walked right by us. I'm like, hey, that's Mel Gibson. And my wife's like,
Mm.
what? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, he's short. On Braveheart, they make him look 7'2", but
Yeah, they make him
but
look
we
gigantic.
then we saw him again as we were leaving, and we just said hi and walked by. But that needs to be you in your town. How long have you lived in that town?
Mm, Probably about like 3 years, or no, two years now in this area.
Okay, so here's how you do it. Because when people get excited about meeting somebody or excited about something, they let the logical side drop a little bit and their emotional side steps up. And people buy off emotions unless you're dealing with an engineer. So
For sure.
if we know that emotions get people amped up to make decisions on buying, then we need to get as much excitement out of them as possible. And the way you can do that is start making videos with you in it, about you and your dealership, what you have to offer, and start posting videos like crazy and tagging local places, tagging your town on Facebook, tagging your town on Instagram, tagging things that people can find Mike at. Okay. Now, I don't know if you like doing stuff on camera, videos and talking, and hey, my name's Mike over at the Toyota store, and I want to invite you down to come check out the new Corolla GR, 150 horsepower. It's competing with the Civic. You do a video like that and
Okay.
put it out there, tag your dealership, tag the city, tag the state, and eventually you're going to start building a following. And when people come in, they're either going to ask for Mike, the Toyota guy, or when they meet you, hey, I know you. Where are you from? Oh, I do the videos. Oh, that's right. And they've already lowered their guard.
Mm.
So being a local celebrity it's easier said than done. But if you want to start getting more deals, then you have to start doing new things. And do you do videos at all yet?
No, not yet. I mean, I make videos like, from the lot of like walking around and sending it to the customer.
Yeah.
But not like what you're talking about. And now you got me thinking about something completely different. Like maybe going to different restaurants and bars in the area and like leaving them a positive review and a positive video. And then like somehow halfway through the video sandwiching in a particular car that I'm like that I drove there and talking about the stuff I like about it.
Exactly. Now you're getting creative. Get those juices going, the creative juices to try new things. Another thing that I was going to cover in a little bit, but I'll say it now since we're on the topic. Always wear your brand everywhere you go.
Yeah,
Always. And have
yeah,
cards on you. I've gotten
yeah.
more deals from gyms, from stuff outside of work, just wearing my Alfa Romeo Maserati jacket. When I wear my Maserati jacket, people think I'm some rich guy, and then they're like, "Oh, you drive a Tacoma? Like, where's your Maserati?" But it strikes up conversations everywhere I go when I wear especially the Maserati. The Alfa Romeo gets some attention, but mainly that Maserati jacket. And then I can tell them, yeah, I'm a sales manager over at my dealership, but we don't just sell Maserati Alpha. We have 500 pre-owned vehicles in stock. Here's my card. Okay.
Yeah, I
All
used
right.
to do that a lot. When I went shooting, I would go on shooting breaks from work, and a lot of ex-military guys are there, and of course they all want Tacomas and Forerunners and stuff. So, um, wearing my uh, wearing my uniform there worked a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I can see what you're saying about wearing like a jacket. Hmm,
Always, man. Always. And it's not that you're trying to go out there and sell,
Right.
people are going to ask you, "Oh, you work at Toyota?" "Yeah, I work at Toyota." "Yeah, da, 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 da." And all of a sudden, you have a new friend, but now you have to capitalize on that new friend. "Hey, let's swap info. Hey, here's my card." You know,
Mm.
I don't just sell cars. I can help you, with your service and setting appointments, man. I'm a one-stop shop. If you need to call me for something, let me know. Otherwise, when do you want to have coffee? Let's go have lunch sometime. I don't have friends. I need friends. Make them laugh, I made you
Yeah.
laugh right now. That's the kind of stuff. There's not enough of them out there.
Right.
There's
Right.
not many people like me and you out there, Mike, that are bold, that are willing to try new things, that will get in front of a camera, that will wear a shirt out. People after work, they want to turtle up. I don't want to do that. I don't like going out in public. Okay, then you're never going to be a titan of industry.
Right.
You're a hermit. You go home and sleep.
Right.
All
Yeah,
right.
you got to be likable to sell to people.
So the last thing on this 15 to 20, because we got to move on, is never let a customer leave without exhausting all resources. I have a salesperson that always grabs me before he lets a customer go. He never lets them leave until he grabs me for an idea. "Kyle, this is where I'm at. They want me to make a copy of our printout." This just happened 2 days ago. They want a copy of the printout and the Carfax. I said, "Okay, excellent. They want to leave?" "Yeah." "Okay, let me go talk with them." 20 minutes later, he's selling a car. All they needed was like another $380. I mean, it was so small, but what it
Right.
needed also was a manager telling them. I said the same thing as my sales guy. I didn't go out there and say reinvent a close. I literally repeated what my sales guy said. And I said, "I hope my sales guy, Jerry, did enough to earn your business the right way. And I hope we can wrap this up right now, because no matter where you shop, this is the cost of these vehicles. If it has similar miles, similar make, trim, unless it has some crazy accident on the Carfax, it's going to be the same price." And then he hawed around for a while. And I said, and I used an old school one, I said, "Stop beating yourself up. Just buy the truck. We're already there. We're 90% done." Him and his wife go, "All right, let's do it." They wrote a check for the whole amount. But that salesman's aware enough to grab a manager.
Yeah.
So never let a customer leave without exhausting all resources. That could pick up an extra one or two deals a month. And remember this: success is always moving away from you. It's your choice to keep up with it. Okay. So did you notice when you sold 10 cars a month, that now your goal was 15?
Yeah.
Now you're at 15. You hit your success, and now you want 20. Success is always moving. So the salespeople that say, "Yeah, I'm a 10 car guy." Okay, shame on you. Are
Yeah.
you are you happy with that? They're going to say, "No, I'd like to sell more." What are you doing to sell more?
Mm.
You got to train to gain.
Right.
You
Right.
got to train this to gain this. Always be training. You know that because you work out. All right, we're going to move on to walk-ins are non-existent. How do I create more appointments/leads? I put those together, appointments/leads.
Mm.
So are you part of any Facebook market groups?
I am, and I have tried that in the past, but for the most part, like with the Facebook these days, and a lot of guys I've spoken to as far as that type of stuff goes are all saying the same thing. At least in my area, 90% of the people that are replying to Facebook ads are like some sort of internet scammers.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I need to go back into, because I'd say 5% of them are just super unrealistic lowball offers, and then the other 5% are like people that are actually interested, but it's going to take some legwork to get the deal done. Maybe credit challenged, maybe their counter offer is reasonable, but you're going to have to wear your manager down to get it, that type of stuff.
Okay, so I said this in my last one-on-one last week, and the guy didn't really want to go public, this particular person, so I can't share it. But I told him this: when you see guys or girls on Instagram and their Facebooks, and they're getting out of their cool car, and they're getting, they got a suit on and rings and all that cool stuff, and they look made up,
Yeah.
that is the end result of the nitty-gritty. Unless they rented a Porsche, they're posers. You
That's
have,
what I think of when I see this type of people these
yeah,
days.
and you're probably right, but they can't all be scammers. They can't all be
Yeah.
fake. But
Yeah.
that's the result of the nitty-gritty business. And the
Yeah.
nitty-gritty business is when you're doing stuff that no one else wants to do. You're doing the stuff that might be more of a headache than a benefit. So here's my suggestion for you. Get back on Facebook Marketplace. You can post one vehicle on 21 different groups at one
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
so I have a sales guy. I'm going to use him as an example because last month he sold 17 and a half cars, and 9 of them were from Facebook Marketplace.
Dang, that's impressive.
If he didn't do any Facebook Marketplace, he would have been right in the middle of the pack. Instead, he got
Yeah.
Salesman of the Month, made a
Yeah.
tremendous amount of money. All of them were pre-owned vehicles. He doesn't post new on Facebook Marketplace. He only does used. But here's the
Mm.
techniques that if you were going to rewatch this video or write it down is don't expose where you work, cover the
Okay.
license plate, erase the license plate, and do it away from the dealership, or at least on the back lot where they can't tell, because you want to funnel all calls to your cell number.
Right.
If they know it's at the dealership, then they call the dealership.
For sure.
So you need a funnel. So you need to post. This is going to sound crazy, but this is what it takes. 3 cars a day, every day you're at work, and
Yeah.
make sure they're pre-owned,
Yeah.
and make sure you funnel all information to you. And there's no dealership, because what's going to happen is you're going to start marking this vehicle sold, whether you sold it or not on Facebook Marketplace. Don't delete it. Mark it as sold, because the algorithm of Facebook is going to start liking you because you're an active user, and you're selling stuff on Marketplace. There's a high success rate. Whether you sell it or not, mark it sold. Don't delete the post. And you're going to start noticing more and more people are going to start reaching out to you because the algorithm is liking what you're doing.
Dang, that's a good way to trick the algorithm. So mark it as sold, and then say it was sold on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, always. And
Very cool.
Facebook is going to love you. And the other sales guys at my dealership are starting to catch on, and they're starting to see some successes. But this particular salesman crushed it. And he comes to me every day. Any fresh trades? Every single morning he comes to me. Are there any fresh trades worth posting? And I'll send him 3 trades. I'll go into my AAX and send him the pictures, and he posts them. And when they're real dirty, he says, fresh trade will be detailed. We'll send pictures upon request. You know, just or he doesn't say fresh trade, but he tries to say something that says he'll get better pictures on request.
Right.
Okay.
And then just out of curiosity, is he targeting like a specific price point, or is he targeting like unique cars? Like I used to target unique cars that were like they're traded in, and they were like stuff that I would want to drive myself, or like cars that a lot of people tend to modify to make faster, but these particular ones were unmodified and in good shape, no body damage.
So he tries to post 25 grand and under used cars.
Okay.
But a recent success he had is he posted a 79,998 Yukon, and a guy about 800 miles away contacted him, and he doesn't boost his posts.
Stop.
The guy
800 miles away.
The guy flew in to our local airport. My sales guy picked him up, sold it, and we'll never see that guy again unless he wants to come fly in, of course, again. But it happens quite a bit at our dealership. We sell a lot of vehicles around the U.S. because we're not afraid of, hey, here's the airport ticket. We're going to deduct it off the price. It's only $380. We'll pick you up at the airport, and you finish the deal. And he doesn't boost. He doesn't boost at all. He just whatever he can get off Facebook, because he posts so many. But I would suggest getting back on it. Okay. So non-existent walk-ins. Are you staying in touch with sold customers? Now, we kind of talked about this a little bit, but when I say forever follow-up on my walk, my 11 steps of the sale, the last one is forever follow-up. This is finding all my customers on Facebook and friending them, finding them on Instagram and friending them. And when they post something, I like it, or I love it, or I thumbs up, and I leave comments. Hey, happy birthday to your son. Hey, congratulations on the new job. And that is my version of forever follow-up, because they're like, oh yeah, Kyle, that's my sales guy. So if you're doing follow-up like, hey, I sold you your car last year, man, you're too late to the party. It's got to be a constant thing. So you sold 15 last month. You need to send 15 or 30 texts this month. Hey, just checking on your car again. I'm always here for you. and you just got to keep a revolving thing with these customers. It's going to be a lot of work, but you got to stay in contact with these people at all times. So then you can earn the right to ask for the referral.
Mm.
You got to earn the right for it. You can't just ask for a referral after 6 months.
Right.
You got to be in their face all the time. So are you staying
Right.
in touch with sold customers? Text them like you're their friend, not just a follow-up. And calls, I got some notes here. Calls and texts are a lower percentage rate close, to get a deal out of it. So it's a numbers game. If you send a bunch of calls, a bunch of emails and texts, let's say you do 30, only 1 or 2 might be appointments. They're smaller. But would you agree that if you had a customer in front of you, you're probably going to sell them for the most part?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's getting that customer in front of you that's the challenge. So remember, it's a numbers game. Now, when you say create more appointments / leads, did you have any ideas of what you were trying to figure out or questions?
Not really, just kind of curious to hear what's like worked with other people you've worked with, and kind of like we kind of already touched on it, just pulling people out of the service department, just kind of maximizing all avenues of business generation. And then going back to the Facebook thing, that was good. I wrote post 1 car per day, but I guess I can start at 1 again and then get up to 3.
Remember, that's a numbers game. So it takes my guy probably 45 minutes to post 3 cars.
Yeah.
So yes, he does commit 45 minutes to it, but man, you're going to be at the dealership for a long time. You could do it at the very end of the day to start setting up the next day. Peak. Go ahead.
That brings up a very, very good question. I would say some of my lowest close ratio is leads, but I'm one of the few people in the dealership that does all their follow-up, or does as much as they can. And by the time I've taken 1 up and done my phone up time, we spend an hour on the incoming phone call desk. I spend I would say the rest of my day just doing follow-up, and most of the time I only get through 3/4 of it.
Gotcha.
I'm using your logbook. Yeah, most of the activity I'm doing is it's leading nowhere, and I feel like that's just eating up a huge part of my day.
Well, so that goes into tweaking it. Okay. So if something's not working, you don't stop, you tweak it, you change something. When engineers design an engine and it failed, they don't just stop. All right, I guess we're not making a car company. How long have you been in sales in total?
Like 3.5 years.
Okay, so you have 3.5 years of ability to tweak and 3.5 years of knowledge and experience and things like that. So give yourself some credit too, that, hey, I'm still learning, and I'm 21 years into it and I'm still learning. People surprise me when they say stuff on my sales floor. I'm like, wow, this guy's been in the car business for 2 years and I just learned to close from him. So the workbook, it's challenging. There's a lot of stuff to do on it. But would you rather be attempting that or completely not?
Good point.
So if you're not finding success like in the Facebook postings or the text messages or the calls, then you need to start tweaking the script, change something and try something new, because there is a version of Mike's script that will work. But you have to be aware of, okay, I've made 400 calls and I haven't got an appointment.
Yeah.
It's not the calls. It's not the customer.
It's me.
It's you.
Yeah, it's me.
So on the logbook, if something's not working, tweak it. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. That's when you double down and say, I will make this work. I will become a sales titan. I will get to 20, because you figured out how to get to 15. Now it's time to figure out how to get to 20. And that's changing some things. So tweaking some things. So let's move on to the next subject. What's the best script to get someone to reply? That's a good one. That's a challenging one, because when you send an email and they ghost you for eternity, what do I do?
Yeah.
So when you get an internet lead now, what's kind of your typical email response, for instance?
Um, with my dealership being so big, that is like one of our advantage is, inventory shortage still is a little bit bad, but like due to the interest rates, I would say sales are slowing down and grosses are kind of dropping. For instance, actually, I'm going to skip what I was just about to say. Um, Dang, I lost my whole train of thought.
It's okay. Like this,
Yeah.
the email.
So yeah, yeah. So one of the benefits that we have is, our big inventory pipeline, our big lot. So like my day one follow up is I will send them an email and a text message reminding them of the car that they're interested in, how they got into contact with us. Was it like an hour ago? Was it like this morning? Was it like in the afternoon? Was it late last night? And that's why we didn't reply. And then, kind of showing them our inventory pipeline and how many different options they can choose from and get it within a very short period of time. If it's not in stock, it'll be here within 2 to 3 weeks. Other dealerships in the area uh, can't do that. And so that's what I feel like, because that's my competitive advantage. I lead with that. And then my day two follow up is I go out to the lot and I walk the row where we have 20 different types of this vehicle. Um, and then by that point, if they haven't replied, uh, I kind of put less effort into it and I kind of, question whether or not they're even interested.
Okay, so I'm going to help you here
Mm.
because people people nowadays have a 8-second attention span.
Oh, big time. Big
And
time.
do you know how many characters that is on a text? 8 seconds of attention span. How many characters that is?
Characters, no, but I would say like 3, 4 words.
That's probably true, but it's around 150 to 200 characters. So like letters and
Yeah.
spaces.
Yeah.
So when you send an email out and it is, it's a beautiful email.
Yeah.
Hey, my name's Mike. Thanks for inquiring about the da 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 da. Just letting you know our inventory is strong right now. We have an advantage in this and that. You've lost them at 140 to 200 characters. That's why Twitter limits it to 140 characters or whatever the number is, because they
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
attention span is 8 to 10 seconds. So
Right.
what you have to do in your emails and text messages is it has to be interactive immediately.
Yeah.
You need to ask questions. Okay, I have a few up here. So in my emails when I was a salesperson, I had 2 to 3 questions. Are you local? Okay. Here's a few extras. Would you like to see your approved payments with zero obligation to buy? Your approved payments. How would you rate your credit score? What's your current car payment? These are just examples. Would you rather finance the whole amount or put money as a down payment? Because all I'm trying to do is get them to answer one of them. And if I can get them to answer something, now I have contact. Now I actually have something to work with. But if I don't have simple questions right off the bat, hey, my name's Mike B at the Toyota dealership, and get right into something. Were you looking to put money down or finance the whole amount of the Corolla Cross? Did you have a trade-in? Are you local? Have you bought here before? You don't want to bombard them with questions, but
Right.
you need to have 2 or 3 questions and pray that they saw it within that 8 to 10 seconds of their attention span. You got to get
Mm.
something in there for them to respond to. And then on your email, you need to have a way for them to buy the car. If you'd like to buy the car, click here, have a credit app ready. The credit app link. Give them a path to buy your car. Get and maybe, customers put in a lot of inquiries other places. They may have looked at 3 different Corollas. One was black, one was blue, one was white. Yours was the white one. That's the one they prefer, but you email them back with a kind of a generic, I saw you're looking at the Corolla. They don't know if you have the black one, the blue one, or the white one. Maybe put a picture in the email. Just as a reminder, this is the one you inquired on. Is this what you were looking for? No, I was kind of looking for a Camry, but I accidentally clicked on the Corolla and I put a lead in. You could send them all this video and stuff on a car that they don't even want. They accidentally clicked on it and put a lead in on it. So when it comes to scripts, I hate saying this. There's not one that's the golden nugget that works every time. But what I do know is you got to ask questions in your email.
Mm.
It needs to be interactive. They need to have something a reason why to respond. Otherwise, if you just say it's in stock and when would you like to set up an appointment, they can come in at any point. They don't need you anymore. Oh, it's in stock.
Right.
They just walk
Right.
in. Next thing you know, John over there selling the car. That was my internet lead. Well, they never made contact. They never responded, you know. So when it comes to best scripts, make it interactive. Think of ways to make it interactive, and you'll have more success with it. Do you ask questions in your first email or text?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My first email or text, I'll ask, just to kind of quickly figure out how much attention, how much energy I need to put into the person is like, my first question is, are you just browsing for now, or do you feel like you're ready to get one soon?
Gotcha. And if I were to ask that to you, do you want to do a one-on-one now
Oh yeah, for sure.
or soon? How would you feel?
Um, I mean, I'm a very upfront, honest, and blunt person, but I recognize not everybody's like that.
You got a lot of timid people out there, Mike,
Uh-huh.
and they're not good with the public. They're good with
Mhm.
texting and emailing and behind the keyboard.
Uh-huh.
But they're not the greatest with face-to-face interaction. So these people on internet leads aren't as bold as me and you just to walk into a place and start shopping.
Right.
So we have to also kind of tiptoe around the fact that they might be timid of you run into something.
Uh, they're locking up shop right now. One of my finance managers locked herself out, and I just busted my nail on the door.
I'm
So
sorry, man.
it's in which, oh man, it hurts.
We'll save
I'll
that for
survive.
the blooper reel.
Oof,
I'm sorry.
God dang, that hurts.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Uh, now what was
All
I
right. No.
saying?
Yeah, that's no, that's a very good point. Not everybody's like you and I, where we can just be upfront, honest, and direct. Yeah, and I dealt with somebody like that today. That was just, yeah, very
So
difficult to deal with. Some people that dance around questions.
yeah, because they're
They
timid.
they I guess, or just, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, there's some people where I just ask them a question. They come to me to get all the information, but they don't want to have a conversation. They just want to information gather.
Yeah. Well, when you have those kind of people, um,
Hmm.
that's when you go straight into, hey, we're an easygoing dealership, and give them a loophole out. Why don't you come
Hmm.
check the car out with no obligation to buy it? Just come check it out. I'm not asking you to buy it. And if you like it, we'll move forward. If you don't, that's okay. You can tell me to pound sand. If you can get these people on the line, give them a loophole to leave. Because if you're too straight up with them, you want to buy it now
Hmm.
or later, they might get scared. Salespeople are intimidating people. That's why they get a bad rap. It's not because customers lie to us way more than we can ever lie to them, and they call
Yeah.
us the bad guy.
Yep.
So they call us the bad guy because we're intimidating beings. So we need to kind of dance around a little bit, make them feel comfortable enough to get into the dealership, and
Mhm.
not be so not trying to look for the sale right through an email.
Right.
What we need to look through the sale is when they're in person. The email and phone and text is getting them in. Let's come in and check out the car. Don't worry about buying it. Just come see if you like it. Let's see if you fit. Let's see if it's comfortable. And then you can tell me if you want to move forward, or maybe let's look at something else. Be that
Okay.
guy to get them in. When they're in, then you ask for the sale and then you close them down. You can't close an internet lead down because they'll turtle shell up. They get scared.
Yeah. I guess because of the amount of internet leads I get that go nowhere, I've gotten more focused on filtering and just, trying to
Yeah.
be transparent with people. And again, if they tell me that they just want to research, I am so cool with that. I point them in the right direction. I ask if they have any specific questions that they haven't found an answer for yet. Like, one of my customers was asking about how many lights were in the trunk of a RAV4. I was like, I've never been asked that before. I'm gonna go find out for you because that intrigues me and I want to help you. And
Hey,
I was able to get that customer in a week later because they said I was the only one that was able to, assist them with the research.
yeah.
And that again, that's I guess kind of why I asked that question, is because a lot of salespeople, they're not there. They're there for the easy sale. They're not there to genuinely help you with your research if you say, "Hey, I'm just browsing."
Okay, so we're going to touch on that real quick. Salespeople like the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
They don't want to climb. They don't want to go the extra mile. They don't want to do all the hard work. So
okay.
when you're super transparent on your email, and after one or two attempts, you kind of move on because you got more stuff to do, more emails. You're looking for that guy that's saying, I want to strike now. That's the easier fruit. The ones that you have to cultivate a little bit and send more emails, and yes, you got to do this and do that and jump through some hoops, which you did. Those are the ones that are a little bit higher on the tree. You got to climb a little bit more, but those are the ones that we're missing. Those are the deals we're missing. And I'm asking you as a salesperson to expand your comfort zone and your mindset to say, I'm going to do everything I can to not try to get a sale over the internet. I'm going to try to get them in, be a helpful customer service rep and get them in. I'll turn on the sales department when they're here. Now, if they want the best price and they're unwilling to come in and they're 20 minutes out of town or 3-4 hours out of town, yes, you're going to have to deal with some of those people. You're going to have to deal
Oh, yeah.
with, getting to the point and being the Mike that Mike knows he is. But those other deals that we're missing, you're going to have to cultivate them and build a ladder and get that extra car deal. And and here's why I know that you'll be successful at it, is because look at what you're doing right now at your dealership. Other salespeople are in the background goofing off. They can't wait to leave. Da, da, da. I'm not knocking them. That's sales. That's how it is.
Oh,
But
there's nobody here right now. I'm straight up the last one here.
okay, but earlier, right?
Yeah,
They're goofing
yeah.
around back there. You're over here trying to get better. What I'm asking you is to go the extra mile on some of these things that you normally let go in the past because you felt they weren't successful. That's blaming the customer. That's blaming the internet lead. That's blaming the researcher. That's blaming are we researching or are we buying? Don't even ask that question. Help them like you're a good customer service rep and guide them through the process. You don't got to buy it if you don't like it. All I'm asking you is to come check it out. Okay. All right. We're almost there. Okay. How can
What
I use it?
what would be your kind of hook question on your first email?
I always use, are you local or are you from out of town? Because it's a non-buying pressure thing. Are you
All right, I'll
local or are
start
you
using
from
that
out of
tomorrow.
town? I don't care if it showed their address on my internet lead. I could always play dumb. Yeah, when it came to my system, it just showed your name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I put in my information. Yeah, for some reason it didn't pull over. But
Hmm.
are you local or from out of town is so not a sales question that most of the time
No.
I answer it.
Yeah.
And then I try not to ask too many closing questions. Are you looking to finance or are you looking to pay cash? They don't know
Yeah.
yet.
No.
They just put an
And you're
inquiry
you're
in.
you're you're like kind of a stranger to them as well.
Yeah, you don't need to know that. I'll tell you how I'm going to buy it when I find it. So you just need to do like non-closing options.
Right.
No obligation to buy. Would you like to see your payments over the phone? How would you rate your credit? What's your current car payment? These are little things I wrote, but start with something like, are you local or are you out of town? Just something to get the ball rolling.
Mm. Okay.
And then tweak it how you see necessary. See if that works. Change it up as needed, but you got to ask those questions. And then put a picture of the car they inquired on, drag it into your email. Was this the one you inquired on? Just want to make sure. And have a clickable link. Do you want to see what your payments will be? Where they can click the link. Give them a way to buy. Okay, we're going to move on because we're getting close to the hour. How can I use social media? You need to offer free content, make videos, cool posts. The post that I get the most reactions out of at the dealership is when I do, would you rather have A or B? And I put an A or B and I have a Dodge Challenger and a Camaro or a Mustang and a Challenger. People go crazy. Oh, I'd rather have A, Ford all the way, or other people found on road dead. It creates an excitement. And then I have the information of the dealership at the bottom. So you offer free content that's not just an ad. You know, have something that's fun, that and have your face in there, you know, a little logo with your face and where you work and your phone number, and start making free content that gets people to interact and become a celebrity in your little area. Hey, I know that guy. I saw the guy at the gym. He's the guy on the Facebook. He's the car guy. And you got your little Toyota. It confirms it at the gym. They come up and talk to you. But you need to just post, just have fun posting and make it fun. You're probably seeing a lot of content out there of fun car videos. People, you know, that little girl that says, I wish I had that, but I don't have enough money. You know, there's this little meme going around, this little kid, and people put their car behind it at their dealership. There's just lots of little things to get people to interact and do that. Like, how did you find me? You know, what did you type in to find me, Mike? Or how did you find me even?
You popped up on my Instagram ads. My Instagram ads, I'm now receiving a lot of different car sales training people. And I have been doing a lot of different car sales training programs. Andy Elliott was like a good foot in the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a lot of them are, yeah, kind of interesting, kind of goes back to that person stepping out of the fancy car and wearing expensive clothes and stuff like that. But you can like tell, like, okay, you're talking about being an amazing car salesperson, but I can tell based off of what you're saying that you've never actually been in a dealership or sold a car. And that's what kind of separated you, just like, you know, going through your stuff and listening to your stuff and being like, okay, this guy actually has worked in a car dealership.
And currently am. I'm in the trenches with you right now. Every day I go to work, I close deals, I help write up deals, I try to get creative with financing and I keep a team together. There's only two of us at the store, two managers. I'm in the trenches
Dang.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
two sales managers. We run the whole store. And our best month was 315 units. I wrote up 189
What?
deals.
That's insane.
100. So you think I don't work hard, dude? And then I come home and do the podcast. I live the car business. I am the car business. You cut my arm, car business comes out. That's what you are, Mike, or at least on your way. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when it comes to content, just have fun, post stuff. Of course, do your Facebook stuff. You know, your 2 to 3 posts a day on selling, but also have your fun stuff that get your face, put your face on everything, man, and become that local celebrity. All right. Because look at, you found me on Instagram, and that
Yeah.
converted to a
That's a
sale,
good point.
and it converted to a friendship. If I ever go to your area, guess whose dealership I'm walking into?
Mine.
Hey, where's Mike? Where's my boy at? He's the only guy
Probably
who.
the Alfa Romeo dealer up the street first, though,
No,
right?
I'll come visit you because I got an insight at a dealership. And look at
Right.
someone that believed in me, that said some kind words about me, is now my friend. These are the connections that we make through Instagram. This is a perfect example of how social media can help a salesperson. So you got to embrace it. I don't, and no matter what your coworkers say, oh, I tried that, doesn't work. Okay, it didn't work for you, but you're not me. I'm me. So you're going to get some hate from your guys at work, even on the book. I guarantee you, when you're filling out, oh, what's that? I already know it. What's that? That's not going to help you sell more cars. It's not going to help you because you don't own it. I'm going to sell more cars from Kyle's book because I believe in the training, which you've already said. And look at us, man. We're trying to get better in the car business. We got to do it. All right. We're going to finalize this right now. How to follow up with old leads. Are they kicking you out?
No, just more people locking themselves up. And I saved my thumb that time.
All right. How to follow up with old leads. So I've said this before. If you're following up, you know, after 3 or 4 months or 6 months or 8 months, it's too late. You've lost
Yeah.
that. You've lost the love and feeling between that customer and you. Now you're just a sales guy trying to get another sale.
Yeah.
The follow up has to be constant friendship. Okay. You know, it just, that's how it has to be. Is it more work? Yes, but that's what we signed up for when we became salesperson. Your desk is that your desk that you're sitting at?
Oh yeah.
Your desk is worth $200K a year.
Easy.
Okay. Are you paying the rent for that desk?
Not as much as I would like to.
Okay, so at least you're aware of it, man. At least you're aware of it. So when it comes to following up with the old leads, starting tomorrow, make it a point that the last 15 cars I sold last month, I'm going to contact them this month at least twice. Hey, this is Mike. I was just thinking about you. I hope you're enjoying your car. Come by anytime for some coffee. It doesn't
Okay.
have to be about another sale. It just has to be about building a friend that they can call you when they need another car, or they can send a buddy. Oh, dude, Mike's right here. Let me share his info. Boom. Do you have a contact on your phone? If you go to your phone right now, do you have iPhone or
Android.
Android? Okay, so if I type in me, or is it Kyle? So I have my own, my own thing. I got a cool car that's hiding behind there. I got all my contact info, and I send that to customers. Here's my contact info. Save it to your phone instead of just texting them my number. I give them my contact card. So I send that to anybody that I feel like, as a manager, I don't do it as much, but hey, contact me anytime. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. Send me a text. But follow up with those people every single chance you get, and
Yeah.
then you'll never have
I
to break
guess
the ice.
yeah, I guess I was asking more about, like reaching out to 30, 60, 90-day-old leads, because what we've been seeing a lot over like the past year, year and a half is people taking like 6 months to buy a car.
Gotcha. So
And
are
kind
we
of like
talking?
reaching out without like, just kind of being smooth about it, not just being like, hey, I'm here to annoy you again, even though you never responded the first 30 days that I tried.
I got the exact technique you're looking for. You ready?
Yeah.
So whether it's a call, text, or email, you can say the same script. Your name came across my desk, but there was no notes attached to it. And I'm trying to figure out if it was just a mistake in our system or if you're needing help with something.
Attached to it. Trying
I use that as a manager all the time to help salespeople. Hey, your name came across. I'll call customers that sale didn't go down, and it's been a month, and my sales guy's like, "Hey, this is a dead lead. Give it to me." And I call him. Hey, Sam, your name came across my desk, but there was no information, no notes on our system. I was just making sure is it a mistake or a glitch in the system, or did you need something? Were you inquiring again? No, I didn't do nothing, right? And then I lead into, I saw that you were here. My guy told me then you can go into your pitch.
Mm,
But
okay.
the call is an information call, like, hey, I'm trying to figure this out. Your name came across my desk. I don't know if it's a glitch in the system or if you inquired on needing something. Isn't that smoother?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very, very
That's
smooth.
that's what you're gonna use.
That was exactly what it's a good word track that I can use. Yeah, absolutely.
Good. All right. That'll help break the ice too. And you can use that with customers that you haven't talked to in 8 months that you sold too.
Mm,
Hey, Mike, your name came across my desk, but there was no notes attached to the system. Is everything okay with your vehicle? Yeah, everything's fine. Oh, that's good to hear. I was hoping everything was fine. Hopefully you weren't making a service appointment because something broke. And now we're back in a conversation. Hey, how's Emily been? Oh, she's doing great. Yeah, she just started college. Oh, that's so fantastic. And now we're back in like nothing ever happened based on I'm just calling to help. Not I'm calling to sell you and get a referral. You know anybody who's looking for a car after you built that friendship again? Yeah, my neighbor needs one. Share my info. Here's my car. I'm gonna send it to you over the phone. Okay. I said this earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. When you stop training, your sales stop gaining.
yep.
You are training, you are going to be gaining, but you have to break that. It's all a comfort zone thing, man. You got good at selling 15 a month and you're stuck there because that's where it feels warm and fuzzy. You got really good at 15 a month. It feels
Yeah.
warm and freaking fuzzy in there. Why in the heck would I want to stretch and get tired and go home stinky and hungry and my ankles hurt from walking the lot and taking all these pictures? Why would I do that for an extra 5 when I could chill out here at 15? That's what you got to break. You got to almost break down yourself. It's not a them thing, it's a me thing. So you got to look in the mirror every day. Tell yourself in the mirror, I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm going to have a great day at the dealership. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm not going to let the hearsay. I'm not going to let the whatever stop me. Love me or hate me. Follow me or block me. The one thing you're not going to do is stop me. Mike's mentality needs to be that. When you went to the Andy Elliott seminar, how did you feel the moment after it?
Motivated, very motivated.
And if someone presented you a customer the media right after that, you came straight to the dealership and they said, "Hey, Mike, I need some help," what would you have done?
Jumped right in.
And you would have been unstoppable because you were fearless after that seminar. That fearlessness has to stick every day. You got to really tell yourself, I am a sales titan. I'm a businessman. I'm trying to go to the next level. Get out of my way, people. Your manager could even slow you down. Oh, that's unrealistic expectations. You can't sell 30 cars a month here. No one's ever done that. Watch me. Managers could slow you down. General managers could. I don't care about none of them. I got one goal in mind. I'm selling 20. Now, here's my final question to you. Would it be easier for you to make four? Let's break the month up in a quarter. To sell 5 cars every week, or would it be easier for you to sell 10 cars mentally, 10 cars every half?
Oh no, I'm in agreement with you there. That's my goal right now, is to sell 5 cars per week, and
Is that
yeah, somehow
what I'm asking?
uh
Is it more palatable to think of 5 cars per week or 10
oh, five
cars?
cars per week. Yeah, five
Okay,
cars per week for sure. Yeah.
because in
There's that's
go
the
ahead.
other thing I've been dealing with lately, is like there's been weeks or like 10-day stretches where I don't sell a single car. Those are the tough times.
It happens, man.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up on it because that will always happen in the car business. You go through a dry spell and then you start killing it. And then you look back and say, man, I wish I would have sold 3 cars in that first 10 days. I would have finished at 18 units.
Yep. Big
But
time.
history happens. Stuff happens and you got to let it go. What you got to focus on now is I got 20 more days in the month. Momentum is key in the car business. You got to get out the gate right away. And you have to be relentless. I got to sell 5 cars this week. See, to me, it's more palatable to sell 10 cars. It's the same number at the end, 20 cars, but 10
Right.
cars in the first 14 days, for some reason in my mind, sounds easier than 5 per week. But for you, 5 per week. So on your calendar, on your desk, you need to have, I need to be at 5 by this day. And I am not stopping until I'm at 5 by this day. And then I need to be at 10 by this day. And you have to have discipline enough to look at that and say, I'm behind the 8 ball. I need to sell 2 today and go on a
Yeah.
tear.
Yeah. No, there's like days, there's at least one day per month where I do a hat trick. Every single month. One day per month I do a hat trick. So when I'm like kind of losing motivation, I'm like, could this be hat trick day? And hat trick day, I never know when it's coming. Everything just kind of falls into place. That's what's a little bit frustrating for me right now too, is I'll have customers just randomly walk in and show up. Like the customer I sold a car to earlier today, I sent her a text message. The text message didn't go through. She came in yesterday, so I thought she had given me a fake number. And then she shows up at like 5 p.m. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
It's not a bad problem to have when they just show up randomly.
Yeah, yeah.
At
Yeah,
least
you
they're
never know
showing
what's
up.
gonna walk through the door. Yeah, exactly.
And remember this too. They got kids, they got families, they got bills, they got problems. They're trying to get there. At least she showed up, whether it was early or late. That's when she could show up. I'd rather have her show up than not. So that's going to happen. You know, we're not even the dentist office that people come 10 minutes late, people come half an hour early. It's just how it is. But it's a good problem to have when people are coming in and asking for you. We just need to multiply it. So my question to you, Mike, do you work tomorrow?
Oh yeah, of course.
All right. What kind of mentality are you going to come in tomorrow?
Gotta come in early, plan my day out, and then um, my thing is like you always do the things that are most important to you first. So I always try to do a little bit of training, a little bit of market research, a little bit of reading um, first. So, first thing for me tomorrow is just going through all of our notes again, seeing what things I can immediately incorporate and working it into my schedule and figuring it out how to do it. And to be honest with you, after having this conversation, I said it myself, you know, my internet leads are just, it's a lot of follow up for very low hanging fruit. Maybe prioritizing the Facebook posts online and trying to get deals that way, because I haven't done that for a while. So maybe posting 3 cars before I focus on knocking out all my follow up.
Yeah, and you know, most of the time we are smart enough to know what we should be doing to sell more cars.
Bingo.
It's just that we're not doing it.
We don't want to do it.
We know how to get buff, but
Yeah.
it's a long thing. That's why I'm not
Yep.
buff yet, because it's a journey. So
Yeah.
you at least you can recognize it and you have the discipline to do it. You just have to say, I'm changing my mindset. This is not a career or job anymore. This is my life, and really start stacking the odds in your favor to try to maximize every area.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes now that you mention is it's Alex Hormozy quote, and he says, if more knowledge was the answer, everybody in the world would have a 6 pack.
It's true, man. It takes grit and discipline to get a 6 pack. It takes grit and discipline to sell 20 cars a month. It's just what it is. So we just got to expand our horizons, which you're doing now. I mean, the fact that you know who that Alex guy is, the Grant Cardone, you know, what's the other guy's name? He kind of hangs out with Andy Elliott once in a while.
Bradley.
Brad Lee. These guys know how to sell. They, whether you like them or not, they're good salespeople. And now you met me, and now I met Mike B. And one day I'll probably learn something from you, because I learn every day. So just keep up the good work. What I'm going to do with this video, Mike, is I'll put my little logo on it, because this is a good one-on-one, and you're very personable, and you're easy to talk with. I'll probably post it as a bonus episode on Spotify, and
Oh,
then
thanks. That'd be cool.
I'll tag you in it so you can reference it. I know you took some notes, but you're going to be able to watch it forever now. And
Only a page worth.
yeah, well, when you watch it again, you'll have a few pages. But what's really cool is today you've set something in stone. There's a version of Mike that has been set in stone on video. Now you're going to watch this video in 5 years, 6 years, and you're going to be like, I am a completely different man. You might be sitting in a sales manager's office. You might be sitting in a GM's office, but you got to keep training and keep gaining. Okay. And you message me anytime, my friend. I'm here for you. If you have a question about something that I said, or a comment or whatever, you message me anytime on Instagram. And if you want to do this again, let me know. All I ask is you share the podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Thank you for your help tonight.
Anything else, Mike?
Oh no, that's it, bro. Thank you.
All right, man. You're already a sales titan. It's just time to go to the next level.
Let's go. Let's go.
See you, Mike.
Bye, buddy.